Hi everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here. I'm just looking at a book by Canaletto because I want something to look at and because it's kind of related to the question I'm going to ask. So I've floated the idea for a while of having a second channel, and originally I was going to have a second channel just to discuss feminism and art topics, and what's ended up happening is talking about feminism and social justice has been a big part of this channel. So now I've got a second question of topics that interest me, and I want feedback because I want you guys to be happy with what I make on this channel. So since I'm such a Renaissance geek, and since I've studied Christian history and theology in relation to that, I would like to start making videos that are on the topic of Christianity and the arts and how they relate to one another. Videos on just the arts, where I'm talking about Renaissance artists, medieval artists. These are the kinds of things I'd want to talk about forever if I didn't think that feminism was really important to understand for just how we live our day-to-day lives today. And third, videos on just Christian theological topics. So the tone of all three would be I'd just be talking about these topics and trying to explain it as best I can. Maybe I'd give a little bit of my opinion, but similar to feminism and art, the idea would be primarily for me to explain these topics as best I can and try to kind of dumb it down to my own to something that makes sense to me, pretty much. So Christianity all by itself, sort of church history, theological disputes, art in the Renaissance and medieval period, and the connection between these two topics. So, how understanding Christianity might help us understand this painting about Jesus, how Christians have talked about the history of art, that kind of stuff. So, I have created a poll on Twitter. It's going to be open for one day, and I'm going to ask you guys for your preference. So, choice one would be put everything on the channel, number one Marmaduke fan. You're cool with any old type of video on this, or you're okay with those kinds of topics on this channel. Option two might be whether or not you're interested in those type of topics. You think those purely belong on a brand new channel. I would probably call it Religion and Art, and I would do videos on those three categories in a channel called Religion and Art. And we'd have two completely separate channels. Number one Marmaduke fan, I talk about feminism, social justice, and comic books. Religion and Art, I talk about Renaissance art history, medieval art history, and Christianity and the relation of all those topics to one another. So option one, option two. Option three would be I could put like a preview video on number one Marmaduke fan. So I might give you the part one of my series on Durer or my series on Rembrandt, and then link you to the second channel so that you mostly get comic book and social justice and feminism stuff on number one Marmaduke fan, but then you just keep up to date if I'm doing something really interesting over on channel 2. So if you say, hey, I'm interested in Rembrandt, then you follow the link and you go over to the second channel to watch everything about Rembrandt on channel 2. So those are the three choices. I am going to link to the Twitter poll in the description, and if you have a preference one way or the other, I'd love for you to participate in that poll so I can get a sense of what you would like, what kind of work you would like me to do in this channel, what kind of work would be of interest to you on this channel. Love you guys. Catch you later.